Let me give credit where it is due. There is one promise Mr. William Ruto made to the people of Kenya, and he has delivered 100%. Congratulations, Mr. President. Mr. Ruto, you promised to permanently retire the late Prime Minister, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, in Bondo and finish ODM. You have succeeded in both. Odinga is permanently retired in Bondo and ODM is no more. There are many prominent deaths that have occurred in Kenya and they have not been resolved.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mzee Oburu Oginga ambaye pia anahudumu kama seneta wa kaunti ya Siaya, ambaye pia ni mwenyekiti wa chama cha ODM, sasa amejiuzuru kutoka kwa kamati ya bunge la seneti kuhusu kawi, kwamba yeye ndiye amekuwa mwenyekiti wa kamati hiyo, na amesema kwamba kwa sababu ambazo haziwezi zikaibukika, sasa amejiuzuru, na amesema kwamba atampa mwingine seneta kutoka pale Elgeyo Marakwet nafasi ya kuongoza kamati hiyo ya umeme katika bunge la seneti. Hii ni baada yake jana kupata muda mgumu na wakati mgumu kusoma hotuba yake ambayo alikuwa ameiandaa katika mpango na vilevile katika mkutano wa vyama vya ODM na vilevile UDA katika kaunti ya Nakuru pale Naivasha. Kumbuka kwamba ni mkutano ambao ulikuwa unawaleta pamoja ili kudhamini ushirikiano wao wakati tunaelekea katika uchaguzi mwaka wa 2027. Mzee sasa inaonekana kwamba kazi imeanza kumlemea. Macho yamekataa kazi, miguu imekataa kazi. Sasa wengi wanasema kwamba ni wakati ambapo anafaa kupumzika. Edwin Sifuna pia alisema mzee ancestor anafaa kupumzika, angalie wachukuu na achie wachukuu kazi ama siasa. Tuone vile ambavyo kulikuwa.
Those who are saying we don't have a clear position, we have a clear position that we shall in 2027, when the time comes, either pre-election or post-election coalitions, we shall discuss. But for now, we are concentrating on staying in this broad-based arrangement which we have with the ODA, and the issues we are tackling are also on the 10-point agenda, and we have not moved out of that, and we have not said anything more than that. So those of us who are in government, like Mbadi, like Opiyo Wandayi, those ones, you know, they are now part of the administration. They are not speaking for our party. They can, of course, now the president is their boss. They must speak something. Of course, for them it is understandable. But don't say that they are speaking on behalf of the party, because they had to resign their positions. You know, Wandayi was the leader of minority of ODM in parliament. He had to resign that position to be appointed, and even Mbadi was the chairman of the party.
Party leaders who have leaders in the party who have already endorsed through their words, through their action, endorsed President William Ruto for 2 terms, include your current chairperson, Governor Gladys Wanga. They include the current minority leader in the National Assembly, Junet Mohammed. That's why I'm asking, when you say you're in government until 2027, would you be more clearer to say how are you approaching, how do you see yourself approaching the election? Because yes, you'll be in broad-based government, but the mandate of the Ruto government ends in August 2027, and it lies on Kenyans on whether they'll give him a fresh mandate post-2027. So what is the position of ODM? Is it 1 term? Is it 2 term?
Now, Gladys Wanga, I don't know whether you heard the other thing, but what I've heard her say is that ODM will be in the ballot in 2027. I've heard her several times say that. Even Junet Mohammed, that is what I've heard them saying. But maybe there are circumstances where they have said Ruto is the automatic candidate for 2027. But me, I have not. Maybe it's escaped my attention. But what I know is that these are senior officials of the party, and they must. And what I'm telling you is also the the official position which Raila left us in. That is the official position. And so when Sifuna says whatever Sifuna said, Sifuna was within the right to say so, because that is the correct position of the matter. He's not isolated. How can he be isolated when I'm telling you that is the position?
William Ruto has captured all businesses and he is in competition with the Kenyans that he leads. He has used his office to flex muscles on traders. Where he has not pushed, his cordial CRBC has come in. Mr. William Ruto has investments in virtually every sector of Kenya's economy, namely banking and finance through CDN Bank, investment banking through Rock Investment Bank, a CMA license issued in 2026, and is the fund manager of NSSF and PSSF pension funds, insurance through Amaco, capital markets through ZD platform, hospitality through Weston Hotel and Leeds Caraton in Amara, cement through the various companies that he bought, including Baburi and East African Portland Cement, betting through SportsPesa, Sportbet and Betika, aviation through Kwale Island Development, healthcare through Nairobi West Hospital, telecommunication through East African Device Assembly Limited, oil and energy through Gulf Energy and oil marketing companies, energy gas through Taifa Gas, construction, farming, currency security, he has recently bought Daru, transport, he has even gone into the matatu in business. He now has over 100 matatus in Nairobi. Agriculture, poultry, minerals, gold prospecting in Aboseli, Logorian, Transmara, DRC, including in Darfur. Literally, all business people in Kenya have been driven out of business by William Ruto. The Parliament of Kenya has failed in its legislative oversight and representative role. Its members, except the few who hang around with me, are on record boasting how they are paid for everything that they pass in Parliament. I must remind all parliamentarians that they are accomplices to criminal acts. Under the archaic leadership of the UDA with winger Moses Wetangula, the National Assembly is one of the major causes of the suffering of Kenyans by passing bad laws like the Finance Bill 2024, whose provisions were later sneaked through amendments and omnibus legislation. Mr. William Ruto's attempt over the last 4 years to undermine the office of the Auditor General has been frantic and uncalled for. He now wants the Auditor General arrested for resisting theft of public funds. The people of Kenya will not allow it. Mr. William Ruto has made IPOA non-functional in the last 4 years. An attempt was made through a Gazette notice to put it under the Ministry of Interior so that they can cover all the crimes against Kenyans and the police. Fortunately, our court stopped this covert mission. Historically, IBC has been an institution under low public trust. It is in the public domain that IBC, as currently constituted, enjoys low public trust among Kenyans. The threat by the chairman Ethocon to suspend or allow by elections if there is violence is a clear indication that he is under manipulation by William Ruto. The Central Bank of Kenya is one of the most critical government institutions we have. However, through the National Assembly, the CBK Act was amended recently to allow the purchase of gold and other precious metals. This is gold bag season 2 loading. Kenyans should be alarmed that CBK has not received currency supplies from Germany for 4 months after it became apparent that the government wanted money diverted to Mombasa and the German suppliers were reluctant. We have also noted the recent changes in the ownership of Delaru, Kenya, and Kenyans are keenly watching the space to establish whether they want to print currency for bribing voters in the forthcoming general election. Allow me to give 2 practical examples of how William Ruto has captured institutions. I'll use IPOA and KWS as examples. At IPOA, we have over 1,000 cases of police excesses that have been reported over the last 4 years by the people of Kenya. Only about 10 cases have found their way to court. Mr. William Ruto has deliberately slowed down the activities of IPOA. Some few days ago, the Amboseli National Ecosystem the Amboseli National Park ecosystem, 15 elephants died and some lions died later. We were cheated and they were died through suspected cyanide poisoning from pesticides. Tell the Kenyans the truth, Mr. William Ruto. Doing cyanide lynching to extract good prospects. And this warning goes to the people of Ikolomani in Kakamega, where Mr. William Ruto is eyeing your gold deposits. Be very careful. Again, the CS for Health issued a Gazette notice number 11492 on 30th July 2026 on the mandatory inbound travel health insurance for tourists traveling to Kenya to have travel insurance in Kenya. We know the reason. This is because goons are after tourists in the country, and now they want to force an insurance policy down their throats. To demonstrate what professionals in this government feel and go through, allow me to quote Professor Njogona Ndungu, the former National Treasury Cabinet Secretary, during a development forum in Sweden. And I quote, "The capacity to do the right things exists, but is overshadowed by institutional failure, where someone seeks to overrun institutions. The current president is overrunning all institutions